Merhaba, welcome back to another video on Stun God Productions. Now, I'm sorry that I haven't been posting for a while. I've actually been in vacation recently, so I went to New York and Boston, and then I had a lot of other stuff to do, so yeah. But yeah, let's get to the video, shall we? Now, before I get deeper into the video, I just want to say a lot of the information that I got for this video was actually from Rise of Empires Ottomans. Man, I love that show. You guys better watch it. If you don't watch it, I don't think you're allowed to have kebab for a year. And, you know, I don't want to do that, so I don't think I can survive. And so, yeah, you better be on that. Anyway, so Mehmed, from a young age, loved learning about history. And was taught it very well. So, kind of like me. Hey, me and Mehmed have something in common. Let's go. Anyway, so, as I was saying, this would mean that Mehmed would often compare himself to historical figures like Alexander the Great, who conquered Persia at a young age. He'd also die at a young age. He. Anyways, as I was saying, Mehmed would often compare himself to Alexander the Great and be like, you know, I want to be a great legendary historical figure, so how about I take Constantinople? But unfortunately for Mehmed, the task that laid ahead of him was no easy task. Why? Well, because of this, the Theodosian walls and the sea chain. Now, Constantinople was not only the capital of the Byzantine Empire, it was also the capital of the Roman Empire at a time, under Constantine the Great. Founded by Constantine the Great, the first Christian Roman Empire. I'm just giving you fun facts to extend this video, but anyways. So, he was the first Christian Roman Empire, and basically, the Romans were no slouches when it came to city building. So, obviously, the Byzantines and the Romans would build amazing defenses around it. And another thing was that the Byzantine Empire was the most strategically important city arguably in the whole world, because it controlled the trade from Asia to Europe, Black Sea trade, and the Mediterranean trade. So, yeah, Constantinople is no joke, if you haven't guessed by now. But hold your horses, because not just that, so many armies tried to take the city. Everyone failed. Arabs, gone. They were the same guys who defeated the Sassanids, but couldn't take the cities. Guess what? Slavs, gone. Bulgars failed fucking horribly. Huns, you also failed. Everyone failed. But guess what? Mehmed would succeed where they failed. So, yeah. Watch this. Oh yeah, also you fucking Crusaders, Fourth Crusade, you don't count, okay? You didn't actually break through the walls. You guys cheated. Cheater, pumpkin eater, ha 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 ha. 4-year-old jokes are the best, man. Anyways, so, how would Mehmed even plan on taking the city? Well, first of all, they had 80,000 troops compared to the Byzantine 7,000. On top of that, built by Orban, the world's largest cannon had been built. So yeah, the Ottomans had the world's largest cannon, along with more than 10 times the amount of soldiers that the Byzantines had. So, yeah. So, then, wouldn't it seem like the Byzantines are just being picked on by the Ottomans? Well, that's where you're wrong, because the Byzantines had a friend, Europe. So, if you've been watching my channel for a long time, you know that, well, the Europeans loved calling crusades on the Ottomans, and so Constantine the 11th was like, you know what? Let's just go for one last one. And so Constantine the 11th was like, hey, yo, Pope, can you help me out here? Yeah? I'm sorry, I'm trying to make a terrible New Yorker accent. And then, so the Pope was like, fuck you, you're not New Yorker. Stop trying to make that New York accent. You're never going to be cool. And also, you know, you're not really Catholic, so I don't really see the reason why I should help you out. You're kind of fucking Orthodox Christian. I'm Catholic, bro. And so Constantine the 11th was like, hey, what if I become Catholic? And then you can help me out. And the Pope was like, let's go! And that's how the Great Schism ended. Yeah. Anyway, so now the Byzantines were officially Catholic, and so now the Pope sent a ton of troops from Europe, especially Italian troops like the Genoese and the Venetians and, everyone, from Europe to help the Byzantines out. And so, yeah, the Byzantines had friends, unlike the Ottomans. Now, let's get into the siege. The year 1453. And, the Ottomans had 10 times the amount of troops as the Byzantines. But this siege would take a while, and it would not last a day, it would not last a month, it would last 55 days, which ironically is the same amount of time as 55 days at Peking. That's kind of funny, these two important sieges lasting the same amount of time. 55 days at Peking. I don't know the song, okay? I can probably put it somewhere over here. I'll put in the link in the description for the song. Anyway, so, yeah, the siege would last for 55 days, and so, what were the Ottomans even doing for this long 55-day siege? Well, first of all, the Ottomans had a problem, the siege chain, that I probably mentioned earlier. I don't know, I recorded this multiple times, so it all got blurred in my head. But so, what Mehmed would do is that he would actually chop down logs and pull his ships around the siege chain to basically surprise attack the Byzantines. And this would work. The Byzantines were like, oh shit! And the Ottomans just fucked them up. And this would prevent, actually help from arriving from Europe. And so the Ottomans basically trapped the Byzantines, and there's no hope for the Byzantines to survive the siege. Because, the Ottomans are bigger, stronger, and better in every way. Anyways, though, how the Ottomans keep this a secret? Because there was actually a Genoese, there were Genoese people who, a Genoese town, I think that's the right word to describe it, a Genoese town, right where the Ottomans were trying to haul all the logs. Well, it's actually a funny story, you see. Mehmed was like, hey yo, Genoese people, I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. And the Genoese were like, dude, you're not a mafia boss, Mehmed, shut up. And Mehmed was like, hey, I got a deal for you, alright? I know you like money, I know I like money. You see, if I take the city, I'll be having a lot of trade. And so I could give you guys a lot of trade money too. So it's a win-win if you guys just keep your mouth shut. And if you do manage to make a peep, we're gonna fuck you guys up. And so the Genoese were like, okay, man, I got you. And so that's how Mehmed managed to have their secrecy. Anyway, so, yeah, the siege is kind of already set in motion, and by this point, and Mehmed takes the city in spring morning of May 29th. I believe May 29th. May 29th, 1453, would be the end of the medieval era. Yes, the Ottomans would end the Roman Empire, thus ending the medieval era, and thus would begin the Age of Exploration and the Renaissance. And if you know anything about the Age of Exploration, you guys would know one thing, that this is the reason why the American continents were discovered by the Old World, mainly Europe. But anyway, so, yeah, fellow Americans, we can blame the Ottomans for our country's existence and obesity. American obesity rocks, guys, okay? I don't know what's the problem with eating 5 Big Macs a day. Anyway, so, yeah. Mehmed would basically revolutionize the world by conquering this trade hub that is Constantinople. What else would happen because of the cause of Mehmed conquering? Well, he would actually move the capital from Edirne to, guess what? Yeah, I don't think I have to name the city, okay? What else? Well, Constantinople, or as many people would soon be calling it, Istanbul, as you guys all know, it's called right now Istanbul, but it would become a melting pot of many cultures, Greek, Turkish, and many other cultures that would just melt into Constantinople. And you could actually see, if you look at a demographic map of Turkey before Turkey was actually formed, you would see there was actually a lot of Greeks living in the western part of Anatolia until, the Greeks got their ass kicked by Mustafa Kemal Ataturk in the Turkish War of Independence. Now, let's go back to 1453. Despite being so young, age 21, seriously, what are you guys doing at age 21? Being in fucking frat parties and getting flat out drunk? No, Mehmed was conquering cities. You should be more like him. Why couldn't you be more like Mehmed, huh? Anyways, as I was saying, so Mehmed, despite conquering his greatest feat at such a young age, he would dream even bigger. Perhaps even one day conquering Rome itself, and thus making the Ottoman Empire the new Great Rome. But unfortunately, he would die in the year 1481, and his dream would never be realized by any future Ottoman Sultan. But that does not mean that the Ottoman Empire has to begin falling. In fact, that's the furthest from the case, because this is actually the true beginning of the Ottoman Empire. And thus, that's where I'm going to end my video for now. Bye.